E ngā iwi tēnā koutou katoa, good evening. A major clean-up is underway on the Coromandel Peninsula tonight after a summer storm that stumped near record levels of rain. Met Service is warning other regions to brace for a big deluge. We'll have more on that in a moment. But first, Karen Rutherford with this report from the Sodden holiday hotspot.
Slips, sludge and soil are blotting the Coromandel landscape again today after another 115 millimetres of rain overnight.
The rain's come and it's kept coming and it's kept coming, you know, again and again and again. I think Annie Lennox has got a song.
Roading crews have been working round the clock to clear debris. Some motorists even slept in their cars last night waiting for the all clear to get through.
I went down to the beach and slept down at the beach for a bit. And then I came back up here and I've been up and down the road every couple of hours since.
Waiting for it to open?
Yeah.
Luckily it's open an hour before I have to start work.
Some homeowners on the Tapu Glen Road weren't going anywhere today. This is what 400 millimetres of rain over a 72-hour period brings you. And while the heavy rain warning is due to end at midnight tonight for this region, officials are warning of an increased risk of slips. Like this on State Highway 25 between Coromandel Township and Whangapoa. One lane is now open, but even as we drove over, a rockfall alert.
Oh, I think the Scottish call this dreich, which is basically miserable drizzle.
Most concerts have now been canned, but tomorrow's Coro Classic in Matarangi is on with a word of warning.
It's really saturated, so there's definitely the chance of future slips on the road. So if you're out driving, you've got to be prepared and got to be careful. You could come around a corner and there could be a slip in the middle of the road. So, yeah, it's really just take care when people are out there.
And as the clean-up continues, stormwater and drinking water are now a priority for civil defence.
The rivers get quite dirty. A lot of material comes down the rivers, so our crews have to work flat out 24 hours really to keep producing safe, clean drinking water, which they've managed to do, which is fantastic.
So the drinking water's clear, but the visibility's not. Right now, summer here looks like a bit of a ski field.
Right, Karen joins us now, and the weather is expected to clear for Coromandel by tomorrow, Karen, but you've just been stopped in your tracks.
Yes, Orani, the Thames Coromandel Coast Road is now officially closed again because of this. This has just happened. 4 cars in front of us. Luckily, no one was hit, and contractors are on their way to clear it. That's going to take some time, but as you can see, the traffic is already building and people are in for a long wait. Now, Civil Defence has been warning us today that there was a risk of more slips. The pinnacles up there are holding an awful lot of water, and it can take up to 3 hours for that water to make its way down to these low-lying areas. So people are being urged to take caution right through tomorrow and in fact the weekend. Now this heavy rain band that we're under now is making its way to Gisborne and Bay of Plenty. They're in for a battering overnight and into tomorrow, and Met Service is also warning that the central North Island will be in for thunderstorms throughout Saturday. Here though, there's a lot more cleaning up to do.
Kia ora, Karen. Karen Rutherford live there from Coromandel. Meanwhile, Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland's been slammed by wind gusts and relentless rain that saw some ferry services cancelled altogether. Boats have been pulled from their mooring. One succumbed fully to the ocean depths. Perry Wilton reports.
The final moments of this small boat moored in Shoal Bay before it sank into Auckland's tumultuous harbour. And it wasn't the only casualty. This boat was spotted washed ashore nearby, and this boat ramp in Okahu Bay didn't stand a chance, the waves splitting it in two. And while some tried their luck, safety advocates have a simple message for those wanting to brave the elements.
You just shouldn't be out.
Water Safety NZ CEO Daniel Gerard is warning this disappointing summer weather is an accident waiting to happen. He says while Auckland's seen worse, it's no excuse to play with danger.
If you're making that choice to go out in conditions that are unsavoury, that are not appropriate, it's going to come back on you, so don't be that guy this summer.
This weather has caused havoc on Auckland's sea-bound public transport. All services to Pine Harbour, all Gulf Harbour services and all ferry services to Rakino were cancelled today, and you can see why. And with much of the ferry network down, sea shuttles had to pick up the slack.
Mainly dealing with Rakino today, And because the ferries have been cancelled, then people have been stuck out there for 3 or 4 days. Yesterday and the day before, there was no way I was going anywhere near that ocean. It was very angry. Yeah, it was crazy. It was out of control.
And with the forecast tea leaves proving difficult to read.
The big risk factor really is the unpredictability. If you look at any of the weather maps, you'll see that actually it's a really complex system. You can really go from a situation where you could look off a beach and go, that looks okay, I'll give it a nudge, to something that's actually really quite dangerous.
Aucklanders are being told, when in doubt, don't go out. Perry Wilton, Newshub.
Te Waipunamu, the South Island, may have been the place to be earlier today, but they haven't missed out on the weather action either. Mitch Redmond joins us now. Mitch, how are those in the south faring?
Yeah, kia ora e hoa. Up until 3:30 this afternoon, most people around the South Island, Auckland's weather situation would have been the last thing on their minds. It's been one of the best days of summer here so far this summer, with temperatures reaching their high 20s, even bordering on 30 degrees in some places. However, that smirk was wiped off people's faces pretty quickly this afternoon, with that southerly front making its way up the east coast from Otago and Southland, bringing a little bit of unwelcomed weather with it as well. Now, the Met Service does have a severe thunderstorm watch in place for most of the South Island until 10 o'clock this evening. There is a chance that some heavy rain and heavy hailstorms could also come with that. So Waka Kotahi is advising motorists who may be heading home from their summer holiday or ducking away for the weekend to take care while driving tonight. But in the meantime, it is looking like it is going to be a rather wet weekend around the south. So perhaps tuck away those singlets and stubbies from this morning and find something a little bit warmer for the weekend.
Tēnā koe hoa, that is Mitch Redmond live there from Ōtautahi, Christchurch.